Welcome back. Good morning. Thanks for staying tuned to Sierra News 18. I'm Kritsween Walia. First up, we start with a breaking news update that's come in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reflected on the deep cultural significance of Kashi Tamil Sangamam in a blog post describing it as a living symbol of India's unity and diversity under the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative. In his post on the occasion of Pongal, the Prime Minister shared his personal connection with Tamil culture, noting that one of his few regrets in life is not having learned Tamil. He also explained how Sangamam, a confluence of cultures, exemplifies the shared roots and emotional ties between Kashi and Tamil Nadu, rooted in centuries of spiritual exchange and literary history, including the influences of Tamil poet in Kashi. I do want to go across to Payal Mehta, who joins us with more details. Kashi Tamil Sangamam is a month-long program. It started in 2022, initiative by the Modi government, and the Prime Minister every year takes to social media to pen his thoughts on the emotion that this day or this month carries. Payal, over to you. What's the latest he shared on the blog?
On the blog, he reflects on, the Kashi Tamil Sangamam from 2022 onwards. Remember, the Prime Minister has been of the opinion for the longest that, deepest cultural ties that exist in India do not exist anywhere in the world. And of course, Tamil being one of the oldest languages of the Indian civilization, that is something which the Prime Minister said time and again as well. So it is of great significance given the fact that Tamil is such an ancient language that even the Prime Minister, Christine, just about yesterday we were discussing that when he spoke at the UN for the first time, he did speak a few lines in Tamil reflecting on how deep the cultural ties in India really are. So Kashi Tamil Sangamam has been of great impact. The Prime Minister says that he's a member of parliament from Kashi, which is of course a reflection of eternity, and hundreds of people come every year from the southern state of Tamil Nadu to at the doorstep of Baba Vishwanath at the Kashi Vishwanath temple as well. So such deep other ties, and of course, while the Prime Minister was at Somnath, he also did reflect on the fact that Kashi and Tamil Sangamam was also there, but another form of the Sangamam, which was Tamil and Saurashtra Sangamam, was also of great significance. Remember, they also have very, very deep ties, historically speaking. And that's something which the Prime Minister really has said. But, a very important fact that is brought to the core is that, yes, he regrets. He had earlier said that he regrets that he wished he would have learned Tamil and he would have been able to speak Tamil as well. So that is the kind of significance that the Prime Minister wants to give to the Tamil language. Of course, the opposition parties will come out and hit out and say this is the Prime Minister's appeasement politics ahead of Tamil Nadu elections. But like I said, multiple steps have been taken by the Modi government to show the rich culture, the rich heritage of Tamil Nadu. And that's something which is reflective not only in Prime Minister's visits overseas, when he gives people a lot of gifts from Tamil Nadu as well, but the fact that the Holy Singol stands as a mark of the reminding that the incumbent that the duty is going to be paramount as well. So that's something which the Prime Minister's reflected time and again as well. And mind you, Krithwin, the Prime Minister speaks multiple languages. Not only does he speak English and Hindi and Gujarati being his mother tongue, but the Prime Minister also is very, very well versed in languages like Marathi, which many people do not really know.
Oh, yes. And like we've been discussing, this is an initiative that first kick-started in 2022. But that said, this year becomes very special when it comes to anything happening in Tamil Nadu and in the national capital, Payal, which is elections slated for later this year. Of the several comments that have come in the last few hours, because Pongal celebrations also shaped up in the national capital, saw the Prime Minister's attendance, and now this message coming in from the Prime Minister, once again putting Tamil culture and the language at the heart of Indian roots and its heritage. How is it playing out in the opposition camps? You briefly touched upon it, but elaborate a little if you can.
I'm sure they're going to hit out at the BJP and call the BJP as a party of pretenders, because in the past also, whenever the BJP has tried to wire itself out in Tamil Nadu, they've been told very clearly that they're a Hindi imposition party. And therefore, the Prime Minister's message saying that, here we are, this is our culture, this is what we are celebrating. And the Prime Minister, towards the end of his blog, also congratulates and wishes people well, because all of these festivals, including the recent videos that we saw of the Prime Minister feeding cows at his official residence on the occasion of Sankranti, speak about the kind of diverse culture we have. Bihu is being celebrated, in the northeast as well. Uttarayan is a huge festival in the Prime Minister's home state. Of course, Sankranti is also celebrated in the northern part of the country, and Pongal being in the southern part of the country. So India is a country of various dynamics, and at the same time, which is very, very vibrant as well. But of course, politics cannot be kept out on an issue like this, because you understand in the next couple of months the elections are going to happen, and the BJP vies its best chances right now as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. The BJP is very, very confident, Krithwin, that if they're able to put their flock together, they will be able to win this election. They understand that DMK is at its lowest in terms of both of credibility, in terms of anti-incumbency, and also corruption and dynastic rule that has been plaguing the state is what the BJP really believes. So BJP is trying to strike as many partnerships as they really can. PMK is already on board, AIDMK is already on board, and the Union Home Minister has given them the deadline till the end of this month to key up whatever alliances they can. Of course, Vijay is one key factor that everybody is watching out for. The Congress wants to reach out to him. The BJP wants to reach out to him as well. But his demand is very simple. He will go with anybody who makes him the chief minister as well. But the BJP at this point in time does not want to give him that commitment because the BJP style of functioning is not to declare anybody as a CM candidate before that. Although they've already made that promise to Mr. EPS, sorry, that he will become the chief ministerial face should they win the election. So it's quite a tight rope to walk on, but interesting times ahead, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. So the flavor of Pongal is going to extend even beyond these festive days.
Oh, yes. And if you look at the manner in which the Prime Minister has been laying emphasis on the importance that Tamil, the language, Tamil culture carry in India, it goes far beyond just the electoral landscape in the state. Elections scheduled for later this year, certainly, Payal. But do you think this appears to be a calculated strategy on part of the BJP? The Home Minister's made BJP's political ambitions very clear in addressing the party cadre very recently, in talking about what the BJP is looking at in the state. But the whole emphasis on Tamil pride, do you think that has a big role to play in BJP's political ambitions in the state? Or even on the outside, the BJP has been consistent with this one thing?
You know, Kritzvin, if there is one thing that the Home Minister offers to you if you ever meet him is clarity. He will just tell you whatever it is on your face, whatever you see is whatever you get. That's typical Amit Shah's style, and that's the reason he's such a successful politician in terms of strategy that he prepares for the BJP as well. He's made it very, very clear that he does not want any rumblings within the party. He wants a united house. He wants every alliance to be brought forward, which can be anti-DMK and anti-Congress as well. That's a very clear-cut instruction that has been given. Plus, Krispin, the southern part of country brings 139 odd seats, in the Lok Sabha and in Parliament as well. And the BJP has been running high and dry as far as this region is really concerned. Anything beyond Karnataka has not been very successful. Of course, in Andhra they have seats, but Andhra they are in an alliance with Chandrababu Naidu's party as well. So Tamil Nadu has been one big, one big ask that the BJP wants to, in fact, give its cadre and make them understand that yes, we are a party which is acceptable not just in the northern part of the country, but in the southern part of the country as well. So all efforts will be put in as far as that is concerned. And like I told you yesterday, Christine, I'm going to say this again to our viewers, that whenever one asks Amit Shah about his successful tenure as the BJP president, no doubt he had one of the most successful tenures ever. He would always say that till I don't win the state of Tamil Nadu for my party, my tenure cannot be considered successful. He had said this about Odisha as well. Of course, Odisha is now in their kitty, but he's been very, very clear that BJP is a party that brings about welfare, brings about development, understands how to respect culture, understand how to respect icons as well. And that is something which cannot be undermined in any manner. So even when the Prime Minister was doing these series of yatras that he did in the run-up to the Ram Mandir Pratishtha, he told people about a number of very, very important connections that, even the state of Tamil Nadu had with Prabhu Ram.
Seat sharing has been finalized. A lot of strategy is shaping up around elections, at least in the NDA camp in Tamil Nadu. This story is going to be spoken of along those lines because this is election year in the state. But I do want to bring in Mr. Narayan Tirupati into the conversation and understand his point of view. Mr. Tirupati, how do you look at this? The Prime Minister, the last 24-48 hours, of course, this is also to an extent coincidental because Pongal was being celebrated in the national capital and the Prime Minister was at Minister Murugan's residence to take the celebrations forward. But he has been laying emphasis on the Tamil language, the culture, the significance that comes with it, and many in the opposition are drawing a direct link to how this is nothing but mere optics in the run-up to polls in the state. Your thoughts?
See, no Prime Minister in the country, in the independent India, has hailed the Tamil language as our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has done. He has been of high praise of Tamil wherever he went. Whenever he had an opportunity to praise Tamil, to hail Tamil, he never missed it because he loves Tamil. He loves Tamil poets, Avayar, Bharatiyar, Thiruvalluvar. Because Tamil has a rich culture, rich literature. Tamil has a lot of huge meaning for the nation. So, Prime Minister Not only after becoming Prime Minister, I know him from 1980s, whenever he had come to Tamil Nadu. He was very much interested, knowing about Tamil culture, Tamil poets, Tamil traditions. So we all know, even during when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, and when he was the organizing General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party also. So it is not new, it is not a surprise, it is not as people say. It is.
But is this
that
also, in a
India-
way, a subtle message, Mr. Tirupati, which is being sent out to his political rivals in the state? We all have been talking about the significance of this election in Tamil Nadu, but there is a DMK that is in the power in the state, and they constantly hold this one card of how the BJP is a Hindu party, is an anti-Tamil party. Do you think this is a constant reminder that the Prime Minister keeps throwing at them?
No, see, first of all, he speaks from the heart. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he speaks about Tamil, he speaks from the heart, which we know. And we are not bothered about people who do politics in this. BJP is definitely a Hindu party because all Indians are Hindus. That is what we say. We believe in that inclusive politics. So we should understand what the Prime Minister is saying, and we should understand what the opposition are trying to always politicize Prime Ministers, because they don't want anyone to like Tamil. That is the problem. They want to have the patent right of being a Tamilan, or a patent right for Tamil language. It is not so. All are Tamils. Even I am a Tamilan, proud Tamilan. So I am very happy that our Prime Minister talks about the rich glory of our language. So just ignore these people, because they do only politics in the name of language, in the name of religion. GMK is a communal party, always appeasement of minorities. They do it. So they will always try to do politics over language.
Okay.